Hey, what's up, fam? This actually had probably my first thing that I really kind of complain about within the Fairy Tale City Hunter spinoff. Like I like to talk about before, I didn't think I was gonna like the City Hunter spinoff that much because it was non-canon. It was a little bit kind of a little goofy take on a lot of the things by making everything kind of like based around this fictional city with just a lot of fairy tale references, and they're all gonna be cops instead, and the villains are all just criminals. But I've actually come to really like it just because some of the places they take some of the characters is pretty funny. But this is the one I wasn't. There was one thing I wasn't too fond of, and I'll get to that in a second. But here, Lamia Scale is actually a high school in this one, and all the characters are different teachers. Where when you see one of the things that happen is Toby, who's like their physical education teacher, is like crying because his sock was destroyed. It wasn't like in the anime where Kurohebi from Raventail when he fought him in the Grand Magic Games. This time it was actually Easel from Tartarus who did it, and I guess he's been like causing problems. He like shaves the heads of people who show up late for class, and uh, he hits some of the girl students. Like I feel like right from there you should have been like fire him, get this guy out of here. What is wrong with this crazy motherfucker? But he's also bullying the teachers, and when they kind of go back to seeing him, this is what actually bothered me is when he's coming through, he's like the the girl's skirts are too long, and he like cuts them as he's going by with his his hand blades from his assume his curse is still the same. I didn't really like that part because it you added like a perversion part to a character that it didn't have it at all. He was gonna eat people, like he was gonna eat Carla and probably Wendy after. I don't remember anything about him that had some anything that could kind of relate to a perverted like thing. I don't really mind when it's a character who's, it's part of their character, but I didn't think they need to change Easel like that in this. He didn't like have any like lewdness to it. It just seemed like he just did do it, and I wasn't too fond of that. But Leon in this, who is the student advisor, is like, hey, I want you guys to go investigate because I guess Wendy, Sharia, and Carla are all part of like a in school like unit. They're like the Heavenly Sisters who are like there to help like secretly engage in dangerous activities on the campus. And it's actually revealed that they're, as you can see this picture, which I was really surprised that it was colored. So that was a neat little surprise. And then that they're pretty much just magical schoolgirls, which I thought was hilarious. That was their kind of like change of their characters in this whole uh, little non-canon spin-off. But Torafuzu, who's what Torafuzu, Easel, sorry, Easel, who's now like giving like shoulder rubs and a massage to Uba, the principal, the old lady who in the main series is the guildmaster of Lamia Scale, to find out where she's hidden E&D, the book that they need to revive the strongest and cruelest demon, as he says, because obviously we know what Tartarus does, but they're going to be doing their own version in this one, and he is now part of a revealed part of Tartarus. And something in this actually kind of made me scratch my head of the fact that they're aware of this, but never happened in the main series. Is to activate their magical squirrel girl. Why did I say squirrel girl? Magical schoolgirl powers. They shout out God and Dragon Force, and I get like Wendy's power is Dragon Force, but there's no God Force, which I'm wondering why they never did because they have a version for Demon Slayers, because obviously we know Dragon Force is just like an accelerated like further transformation into being a dragon. So Gray's kind of becoming demon-like with the demon slaying curse is really the equivalent to Dragon Force, but we never got anything for God Slayers, which was weird. But they kind of sort of note it in this chapter, so I'm a little head scratchy here. And also, two out of our three God Slayers are gone because Zenkro is dead. Sharia lost her magic, and Orga, well, probably he's the only one left, but he'll probably never be useful. And there was actually a slight blunder in this one because when they used the roars, Sherry's isn't black, which obviously God slaying elements are black. So I had a little moment here where they done did a goof, but that's not a big deal, especially in a non-canon spinoff where maybe it's you could just like it's not in this world. But the chapter ends with Carla showing up and she says like I brought she's gonna give him a secret weapon of sorts. She's got a bag that's probably gonna be a wand or something, and it'll be like I don't even know what it'll be. Maybe she'll actually have like the Dragon Force look this time. or make a third origin reference, which I think would be pretty funny. But that's it for this one. Like I said, I didn't really like the added on little bit of perversion to Easel's character. That seemed kind of unnecessary. But I do think the fact that they're magical squirrel girls in this one is pretty funny. I thought that was a pretty interesting addition to the City Hero spinoff. So, I got a nice plus. Plus, well, this was also colored, so that kind of outweighs the weirdness. But that's pretty much for this one. It was a fun chapter. I liked it. Like I said, it's you could read City Hunter and not City Hunter. Why do I keep making all these horrible mispronunciation? Well, not even mispronunciation. Get names wrong, just in general. City Hunter, City Hero spinoff. You could read it without knowing anything about Fairy Tail and just kind of still kind of get a chuckle out of it, but it's obviously gonna be way better if you actually know the content of the main series to get the references. So good stuff. If you're a Fairy Tail fan, even if you don't read the continuing story, if you just want to, get some nostalgia while at the same time getting a different, goofy take on it, pick up City Hero. So that's gonna be for this one. Like I said, leave some comments if what you thought about this spinoff in general below, and maybe check out my videos. Subscribe and like though if you like this kind of content and you like my videos in general. Maybe you're interested. Maybe you wanna stick around. I do other stuff as well. I'm just catching up on some stuff right now, so I'm flooding with these long reviews. Anyway, if you're already subscribed, though, I appreciate it very much, and I thank you all for listening. Bye.